regardless of what tuning you're in, I would just start looking at it the same way you normally do. So if you're normally doing, this is gonna be weird because I'm in open C, but right? You want to start looking at it in a way that where you can just go and thinking of it as an extension, so that, you know, there's these little differences that you can't quite do with your fingers. Stuff like that, you know? I would just think of it as an extension of your finger, whatever finger you're playing it on, so. You know? Stuff like that, and just use it to embellish further, because you're not limited to go. Now you can go. Yeah, that's just been a natural big part of my playing with slide. It always has been. I don't know why. It just feels right, and it just feels a lot like what I'd normally do anyways. You know, I would normally just do a lot of. So I'm just going now, it's like. Just adding that element. I try to think, I know the technique changes a little bit, but I'm just trying to think the same way always. And if this is on, it's like, oh, you can just go that much further with what you're wanting to say, you know? It comes across a lot more in standard tuning, which I'll do as well, because really you're starting to do the same stuff you normally do. And I think of open tunings as a texture, you know? It's a lot more drony and piano-like. And obviously because each power chord is just one fret, it allows you to do a lot more in a smaller space. So in fifth position pentatonic normally, you know, if we're in G, so just in standard tuning, how fifth position is more of a bluegrass. It's a very non-bluegrass lick, but you know what I mean? It's a very commonly used position in open tuning. You know? But you can also kind of do the pedal steel. Stuff, so on and so on. Yes, first and foremost, a slide that fits your finger. Doesn't matter what slide you use, doesn't matter what finger you play on, just make sure it fits. So this is my own signature slide, so it fits me well. And like I was saying, it just feels like an extension of my finger. So these strings are heavy. These are the 19s, which is an open C. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, and but it's just great, and it's that you can actually just play. Because it's an open C, the tension is a lot lower, and it's not like playing 13s in standard tuning. So heavier strings helps. And then, as you can probably see, the action is, I don't know if you can see that. Action's a good level. For me, I can play slide comfortably, and I can play with my fingers. So I'd say, yeah, heavier strings, high enough action, and a slide that fits. I guarantee you, everything will be easier if you do those three things, because it's there to serve you. We're not here to serve a slide. It's there to help us get more music out in a more lyrical way. So. Yeah, that's definitely happened. I mean, there's all these kind of. I don't know what you want to call those. And I've seen a lot of people do it without the slide. That's a big one I've picked up. I like doing that a lot. I don't know how to describe it. It sounds like you're climbing up a hill or something. That's one. And honestly, a lot of things I do with the slide, I found I just do them without as well. Like. And then stuff like. This is obviously. Just different ways of thinking that you normally wouldn't think. They work without the slide or with the slide. I kind of prefer it with the slide. And that's the thing about me. I'm not 100% slide all the time. I play just as much without it. I like to have variation, and that's why I normally have one guitar in standard tuning and one in open. So it's just two completely different colors and approaches that come across, all while serving the same kind of purpose. Well, like I was talking about in open tuning, how, our major chord is that. Now we're back to our full, open E major voicing. You want to start thinking that way, and I always start thinking, how can I play those chords that I was doing before? Well, A string major chords have that same shape, as close as you're going to get. So I mean, and then and then minor 7 chords from the. So I do a mix of just add 9 chords to a major chord or a major 7. And then I kind of just take that with the same 5th position pentatonic thing we were talking about, Minor 9. Stuff like that. And then, as I was saying with the pentatonic, sorry. So I'm just thinking the same way, Obviously, my fingers have to change a little bit, but I'm still thinking the same lines. And some licks don't work as well. The one I was doing in open, obviously it was 1 fret before. Now we have to actually play behind the slide, Or if you can angle. It's stuff like that. There's variations, but I can pretty much get most of the stuff I normally do in open tuning on standard, you know? I really like doing a lot of rhythmy kind of. And with the behind the slide thing, I'm just slightly going diagonal with the slide so that I'm resonating, you know, the string under. So once I start playing notes on top of that, this is always kind of going and resonating through that. Stuff like that.